Good morning. How are you? Yeah, we do. It's this really scary thing that our Canadian government is attempting to do here with the erosion of our seafarer jobs and the historic way of life that we have for our seafarers here in Canada. Uh, the possible side effects for not only our country but British Columbia itself are very drastic and can harm our province horribly. So when we talk about commercial shipping, you're also talking about tugboats as well. Theoretically, with this change, if they were successful in moving it forward, they could take Canadians off the tugboats and have foreign crews operating tugboats, moving large tankers through our seaways up into Vancouver, up into Kitimat or Prince Rupert and Vancouver Island. And those are people that are not going to know our waterways, and people that don't have strong ties to the communities that they're working in, like our people do now. Oh, most definitely. You have to look at it'll touch the GDP here as well. We've got it'll be loss of jobs. The vessels and the tugs won't be built here. They won't be registered in Canada. All the profits that come for these companies will be shipped back to Europe, and none of it will stay here in Canada or BC. And there's another aspect of it too, as well, that will really affect places like Victoria, Nanaimo, Prince Rupert, and even Vancouver. And that's if they're successful in chipping away our Coast Trading Act through CETA. The Americans will be pressured to do away with their Jones Act. And the Jones Act is what essentially creates our cruise ship industry in BC, which brings in millions of dollars for our coastal communities. My gut. Well, to answer your second part about are they doing this willingly or knowingly, they have to be. Uh, and the reason I say that is because we just spent in BC, I don't know how many dollars fighting the HD mining and the temporary foreign worker fiasco. And this is much worse than that. You're not talking temporary workers, you're talking about people coming into our country and taking our jobs away from our sons and daughters and our mums and dads to give them to a foreign entity. That's the problem here. And if they don't see that, they're blind and they don't deserve to be in government. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little hot here and a little emotional because like this is our this is our nation we're talking about, and they're going to destroy it by the way they're going. And I don't know why they traded it off. I don't know why it's in this agreement. And how do you get rid of it? And maybe we got to give up some cheese, some wine. I don't know, but it's got to come out of that agreement. Nobody saw Canada giving it up either. You know, if you're able to break up, if you look at a dam that's holding back our drinking water, say, and you take one little corner of that dam, and eventually the water will knock the entire dam down. And that's what the European Trade Union is doing right now, is they've taken a chunk of that dam out if this goes through. And it's only a matter of time before that before our friends down south have to cave in. Because they're not going to let Canada earn so much more money or become such a strong trading partner with the EU, and they're not going to and let themselves fall behind. It's going to happen, I'll guarantee you. Oh, hugely. You know, and shame on us for not building vessels, and shame on us for not having a proper. Yeah, but we're getting back into building, though, right? We're building some vessels for our Navy. We're building some vessels for our Coast Guard. Now, why take away those jobs? Why take away Canadians that have been trained to work on those vessels? And instead of taking and destroying something that's taken decades to build, hell, a century to build for that matter, and overnight, by a stroke of a pen, you destroy it, when actually, as a matter of fact, you should be training these young men and women. You should be building it up. It should be like our trade system. You know, get a good, solid apprenticeship program in place so that our Canadian kids can go to work with pride on their faces and come home to their families with a decent sized check, and not some job at Walmart or Zellers or, God help us, Target for $10 an hour. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, you never say it's too late. You know, when our merchant marine sailed into the world wars, people said it was too late at that point. But if it wasn't for the Canadian merchant marine, maybe it would have been too late. And one day, maybe, God help us all, that day comes again, and they look to us to send our merchant marines in to help defend the world. Maybe we're not there anymore because of this bloody thing. And we thank you for having us on it. Much appreciated. Not if we can help it, sir. That's correct.